Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is yours truly. This is Derrick Geyer from Big Top Sports. After a little truncation by the Chicago White Sox, unfortunately, they fell to the New York Mets. So it is what it is at the moment. But, thankfully, they did have a good weekend. They took 2 out of 3. They had a couple of players that did their thing. And, yeah. Alrighty then. Yep. So you are listening to Big Top Sports. I'm your host, Derrick Geyer, AM 1410 WRMN. Trying to figure this little thing out that we call radio here, but that's neither here nor there. It is Memorial Day, Monday, May 26, 2025. So to all of those that have served, to all of those, just want to say thank you for your service. Appreciate it. And to the ones that are no longer with us, obviously this day is for them and the remembrance of everyone. So wanted to start this out. It's not going to be your typical Big Top Sports day here on WRMN, River Media Network Sports. I'm going to start this out right here. And that rendition of Taps was performed by the United States Navy Band. Whew. Kind of gets me going. Not really going, but it hits me in the feels. Probably one of the main reasons why was because my dad took very big pride in helping out in the neighborhood of Norwood Park. On today, he was a paratrooper in the Army, and he took great pride in laying the wreath down on the memorial and the flag and the half-mast. And it really meant a lot to him. His service really meant a lot to him. He never really talked about his service. He would always talk about like the funny times, the good times that he had with his buddies and comrades in arms, if you will. Which brings me to athletes that have served and have died in service of our country. One of the ones that, the most recent ones, would be Patrick Daniel Tillman Jr. This was over 21 years ago, and I can't believe it's already been 21 years. Born on November 6, 1976. My goodness, he would be my age right now. He would be 49 years old. He died on April 22nd, 2004. He served, Pat Tillman was a professional football player for the Arizona Cardinals of the National Football League. He joined the service back in 2001 after the aftermath of September 11th, after the attacks in New York on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon. And if you know anything about this person, he served, he was awarded the Silver Star, the Purple Heart, the Arthur Ashe Courage Award, and Meritorious Service Medal. The circumstances behind his death, unfortunately, are a little, they're not exactly the best. But remembering him on this day. Going into other sports athletes that had served our great country, you may or may not know. Did you know that Grover Cleveland Alexander was one of the winningest pitchers in Major League Baseball, and he notched over 370 victories over a 20-year career with a career ERA of 2.56. He was also a sergeant in the Army during the artillery. He served as Army artillery during World War I. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1938. Chuck Bednarik was one of the last true two-way players, playing linebacker and center for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was also an 8-time Pro Bowler and 5-time first-team All-Pro. Bednarik led the Eagles to a championship in 1960 and was inducted into Canton in 1967. He also was a gunner with 30 missions under his belt in World War II and earned the Air Medal, a 4 oak leaf clusters, the European Theater Operations Medal, 4 Battle Stars, and the Good Conduct Medal. Who doesn't know Yogi Berra? Well, you don't necessarily know him anymore, considering the fact that he's passed. But he was an 18-time All-Star, 13-time champion for the New York Yankees, and one of the most endearing baseball players in history. He's also in the New York Yankees Hall of Fame. And he was a member of the U.S. Navy during World War II. He served as a gunner's mate on the USS Bayfield during the D-Day invasion. You could look all of these players up on yardbarker.com. But currently, you are listening to AM 1410 WRMN. I am your host, Derrick Geyer, for Big Top Sports on this Memorial Monday, paying homage and tribute to those athletes that had served. More to come.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410 Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Wendy's. Families and animal lovers in Elgin have a reason to celebrate as Lord's Park Zoo reopens its... With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Wendy's. Book lovers in Elgin have an opportunity to stock up on new reading materials at the Gail Borden Public Library. They're hosting a pop-up book sale on Friday, May 30th through Sunday, June 1st.
AP
During library hours, readers can find a wide variety of books priced between $1 and $2, making it affordable for all ages. Aurora's new mayor, John Laish, has officially assembled his leadership team just over a week after taking office following a May 13th inauguration and victory over former Mayor Richard Irvin. Laish has appointed 3 individuals from his transition team for roles in the mayor's office. Shannon Cameron, who previously led the transition team, has now been named as the chief of staff. Families and animal lovers in Elgin have a reason to celebrate as Lord's Park Zoo reopens its gates on Saturday, May 31st for the 2025 season. Visitors can enjoy free admission during weekday hours from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. and on weekends between noon and 4.
Memorial Day,
with your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Lisa Dwyer reports.
When you switch to Progressive, you
President
could save
Donald
bundling your home
Trump
and auto.
placed a
Then you
wreath
could
at
put
the
that money
tomb
towards
of the
some of
unknown
surprisingly
soldier
more
and then
expensive
made
things in
remarks
life.
at Arlington National Cemetery. Trump paid tribute to Gold Star families who've lost loved ones who served the country.
We share in the sorrow of their beloved families, and as one nation, we give thanks for the ultimate gift they have so selflessly given to all of us.
So bundle and you can save with Progressive.
Thank you for giving America the brightest light in your lives. It's what you've done.
Something amazing is happening
We will
here.
never, ever forget our fallen heroes.
Scientists
and
are
we will
using
never
AI to study how whales
forget our
talk to each
debt
other.
to you.
CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced
The
by
EU's
AMD
foreign
Ryzen
policy
Threadripper
chief
Pro
Kaja
processors.
Kallas
With
calls
easier
for nations
handling of AI
outside the bloc
workloads,
to come down
your
hard on
organization
Russia
can bring powerful
after its bombing
insights
of
to the
Kiev
surface.
overnight.
It is
Make
up to
amazing
us
happen.
to put the pressure
HP,
on
AMD,
Russia
and CDW.
so
Learn more
that
at
it will also want
cdw.com/HPAMD.
peace. We are ready to do it on the European side, and we are hoping that other international partners will follow suit.
This is AP News.
I'm Nick Freeman, and here's what was happening in our fair city.
Girls and boys in poverty around the world are dreaming of a better life,
known throughout
filled
the
with
Middle-West
dance,
as Railroad
art,
Jack,
music,
memory
and
expert and
knowledge.
philosopher
They dream
of
of
the
a
simple
brighter
life,
future
has
with
returned
enough
to Elgin.
nutritious food to
Mr.
eat,
Cooper
a
states
chance
that he
to learn
resided
and
here
grow,
in
to get an education,
1889.
escape poverty, and do
Railroad Jack is a
incredible
memory
things.
expert in every
Today,
sense of the word.
thanks to
and has
Children
memorized
International and friends
10,000
like you,
dates of
such
historic
dreams
interest.
are coming
In
true.
one of his exhibitions,
Together,
he will
we
cite
give
brief
children a
sketches
chance
of
to
any
set their
historical
sights
person
high
and
and
recognize
succeed in
history.
school and
Take
in
a
life.
spoken in
by ensuring that
5,000
they have access to health care, education, life skills, and so much more so they can grow, thrive, and believe in themselves.
During his last 30 years
Learn more about Children International and join us in our life-changing work at children.org today. Together, we can help end poverty.
Railroad Jack gave brief historical sketches of Ulysses,
New
Nero,
aid system in Gaza
Queen
opened
Anne,
its
and
first
George
distribution
A.
hubs,
Custer
according to a
on the
U.S.
request
backed
of
group that said
newspapermen.
it began delivering
He quoted
food to
dates and
Palestinians.
facts
The Gaza
concerning their
Humanitarian
lives
Foundation is
correctly.
taking over the handling of aid
Railroad
despite
Jack,
objections
an
from the United
optimist,
Nations.
sleeps
The father of a
outdoors
Pacers
the
star who was
year-round.
banned after causing a
eats 2
post-game
meals a
scene
day,
will be
one
allowed
at
back
noon
into the
and
arena.
another at 11
Corresponding
o'clock
Gethin
at
Kuba.
night.
Tyrese
His
Halliburton's
daily
father will be
board bill
allowed to
averages
attend Game 4 of the
$1.
Eastern Conference
He will remain
Finals,
in Elgin
meaning his ban
for
from
several
attending
days.
Pacers games following
Elgin
an
100
on-court
years ago is
confrontation
a
with Giannis
presentation of the
Antetokounmpo
Elgin
earlier in the
History
playoffs has
Be sure to
ended.
visit the museum
John Halliburton
located
is
at
expected to be
360 Park
seated
Street
in a
Elgin,
sweet
open
Tuesday
Wednesday
night when the
through
Pacers host the
11 to
Knicks
4.
in hopes of
You can also
avoiding a
listen to
repeat
Elgin
of what
100
happened
years
in
ago,
Game 5 against the Bucks. John Halliburton ran onto the court and yelled in Antetokounmpo's face after his son made a last-second layup in overtime to send the Bucks home in the first round. I'm Gethin Kuba.
I'm Haya Pinjwani, AP.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 49. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 67. Tomorrow night, rain showers likely after 7 p.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 51. Looking ahead to Wednesday, rain showers likely with a high near 63. Currently, it is 65 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or trade something? Maybe clean out that attic or basement, or just make a little extra cash? Then don't miss Tradio on Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m. Call in to let folks in the Fox River Valley know what you're looking for or what you've got to get rid of. It's easy, it's free, and it's a great way to connect with your community. Call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, then let us know. Only on Tradio. Here on WRMN AM 1410.
Ladies and gentlemen, step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. From the Chicagoland to lands afar. With Derrick Geyer, your sports czar. The game's the place from field to rink. Hot debates, fast takes, no time to blink. The Windy City roar, the fans ignite. Your circus of sports under radio light. Big Time Sports, feel the roar. Where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
Welcome back in on Big Top Sports AM 1410 WRMN River Media Network Sports. That is right. And thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in on your Memorial Day Monday. Hopefully everyone is having a decent enough day this is obviously a day of remembrance to all of those who've served. And as I was mentioning and going through it, this isn't going to be your typical big top sports day, because I feel that it is necessary to pay homage and to pay tribute to those that have done the ultimate sacrifice in regards to this great nation, this great country of ours. And yeah, so this is what I'm doing today. There's a story on the providencejournal.com where the headline reads, here, let me get it up. Let me push some buttons here. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. So let's see. As you could see, and I'm going to read a little bit, of this. So the headline reads, Killed in Action, the story of NFL players who gave their lives in service to their country. And this is, from an article by Frank Lennon, special to the journal, Providence Journal, written over a year ago, back in 2024. However, in doing a little bit of research on the players that ultimately died in the service of the country and were professional athletes, it seemed that a large majority of them were actually baseball players. And as I had mentioned that, so why do baseball veterans get all the credit? I've previously mentioned the Cardinal safety, Pat Tillman, who turned down $3.6 million from the Arizona Cardinals to enlist. He participated in the invasion of Iraq back in 2003. After Army Ranger School, he deployed to Afghanistan, and then he was killed by friendly fire on April 22nd, 2004. Now, there were, according to this article, the reporter learned that there were 995 NFL players and staff members of the NFL that served during World War II. 21 of them died in service. Only about half that number of baseball players served. However, they got the lion's share of the publicity. Several books were written. Such stars as Bob Feller, Ted Williams, Yogi Berra, Hank Greenberg, and Warren Spahn made the front page news because of their service while they were enlisted. And football may have received short shrift because it was baseball's heyday as the American pastime. They were better known. It was more media coverage from Major League Baseball. And it was still the early days of football. Now, out of the 21, excuse me, had to hit the cough button real quick. But according to the article, out of the 21 deceased players, only 2 were Major League Baseball players that lost their lives, as compared to 21 of the football players. And in this article, it says that the football players also experienced more intense combat and received more decorations for valor. No MLB players earned the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, or the Navy Cross. By contrast, 3 footballers, 2 players and 1 exec, earned the Medal of Honor. Several others earned the Distinguished Service Cross, the Navy Cross, and the Silver Star. The Army captain and former Detroit Lions end Maurice Britt earned all 4 of the top Army awards for heroism, which are the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star, and the Bronze Star. Not only, man, talk about a dude I would not want to mess with at any time, any form, or any fashion. Not only that, I mean, he was a defensive end for the Detroit Lions. So, I mean, you already know that he was kind of like a bad man in the best way possible for his brothers in arms. And the famous Audie Murphy were the only 2 soldiers to ever accomplish that feat. So we have Maurice Britt and Audie Murphy. Britt survived the war, as did Medal of Honor recipient Major Joe Foss, one of the top Marine aces of World War II. Foss later became governor of South Dakota, and in 1959, he was selected as the first commissioner of the New American Football League. I had the pleasure of watching the documentary on Major Joe Foss, and he was an ace. I mean, he was the ace of aces, because he was doing things that no other fighter pilot was doing back in the day. It was, take my word for it, check it out. And I don't feel these players. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. These players back in the day, they weren't getting paid the millions of dollars, with the exception of Pat Tillman. But yet Pat Tillman decided to turn down his contract to join the armed services. He served his country. He loved his country. That is clearly obvious by the fact of what he did, and how deeply he felt for this country, and ultimately gave his life for it. I don't know many players these days that would go ahead and do that, especially when they're looking at multi-million dollars, generational wealth. It's not all about them, or I'm sorry, it is all about them, where they are greedy. Maybe not greedy, but I don't know. It's really hard to say, because I am not in their heads. I want to say that they're greedy. I want to say that they, think for themselves, or of course they think for themselves, getting the big money contracts and everything. But if push comes to shove, then would they actually serve their country in a time of war? Or would they willingly enlist? Would they feel patriotic, as some of these past athletes have? And I'm not really sure that there's a whole lot of athletes in this day and age that would. But this is my own personal opinion. Those players back in the day, they were a different breed, obviously. And my hat's off to them. I'm doing a figurative hats off to them, because I've got the headphones on. I've got my hat on backwards. If you're tuned in, you could see me on, the YouTube feed. But anyway. All right. So I'm going to take a little break. Going to come back, and we will get into the sports of the day, the past sports of the weekend, and just take it from there, because we got some playoffs. We've got a couple of playoffs to talk about. We got some hot teams in Chicago. Well, one team that is hot in Chicago. Chicago Cubs doing their thing. Chicago White Sox kind of doing their thing. And we'll be back. You're listening to Big Top Sports, WRMN, AM 1410.
Tune in to Big Top Sports
with Derrick Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m.
Join your co-hosts Mike Tooman and Paul Burvitt on our weekly radio hour, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security, defense, personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in 847-931-1410. Ask us questions. We will get you answers. Every week, Saturday, noon to 1 on 1410 AM WRMN Elgin. Streaming on WRMN1410.com. Chat with us on WRMN's YouTube live channel.
Tune in to Big Top Sports
with Derrick Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
He'll have sports thoughts from the center ring of Chicagoland and to the outer rings from across the nation.
Whether from Chicago Cubs,
White Sox,
Bulls,
Bears,
Blackhawks,
Stars,
Fire,
Boomers,
whatever the national story is of the day.
Geyer and his sports czar takes will either have you nodding in agreement,
yelling at the radio,
or in all honesty,
a bit of both.
With the way the Chicagoland sports and sports are in general, there's bound to be
thrills,
chills, and
oh my God moments.
So get your snacks and libations ready,
because this is going to be a wild ride.
Big Top Sports with Derrick Geyer's quirky and insightful fanatics take
will make you feel a little
or a lot better about your Chicagoland sports viewing experiences.
Tune in to Big Top Sports with Derrick Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m.
to 8 p.m.
Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
Welcome back to Big Top Sports here on AM 1410 WRMN River Media Network Sports. Despite it being Memorial Day, it was an absolute gorgeous, gorgeous day. I was able to catch a Schaumburg Boomers game today. They took on the Evansville Otters. Let me tell you something. Fun atmosphere. You already know that I like going to a Schaumburg Boomers game. if you listen to myself, Mike Napolitano from On the Rise, Saturday mornings from 8 to 10, you already know that what I think of the Schaumburg Boomers. It's a very fan-friendly atmosphere. The food is delicious. So delicious, I ordered myself one of those Italian beef sandwiches today. Got some mozzarella cheese on it. I got some giardiniera in one of those souvenir helmets with the French fries. Got it drenched, got it juicy. Oh my God, it was absolutely delicious. My mouth is watering thinking about it right now. And it was awesome. It was delightful. Nice rendition of God Bless America during the sixth inning, the bottom of the sixth, in remembrance and in honor of Memorial Day today. The Boomers did come out on top, 5-0 over the Evansville Otters. Guys that Mr. Tim Calderwood, we spoke on the phone when I was here on the WRMN morning show on Friday, and he always calls in probably around 8:30, 8:40, somewhere around there. And the players that he named, Alec Craig. He also named Anthony Calarco, Andrew Soka. They came through today. Nice 6-4-3 double play in the top of the third inning. Why do I bring this up? Because those players that were involved in the 6-4-3 double play came through in the top of in the bottom of the third inning. Christian Fedko, third baseman, hit a double with the bases loaded. 3 ribbies, 3 steaks, 3 ribeyes, getting the job done. Anthony Calarco going deep with a 2-run homer. Will Prater adding a sac fly and an RBI. Not to mention Dwayne Matos pitched 7 innings of shutout ball, scattering 5 hits throughout the game, striking out 5 as well. He looked dominant. He was pretty. It was pretty good. The bullpen came in and shut him down. No runs. Nice start to this homestand here against the Evansville Otters. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that they are also playing tomorrow. That is not a question. They are playing tomorrow at 6:30. Why do I bring this up? Well, it's $1 hot dog night. It's $1 hot dog night at the Wintrust Field. Again, it's the Evansville Otters taking on your Schaumburg Boomers. Oh, it was great. Great. The weather was awesome. The fans were excited. The offense was percolating and coming through. So it was a joyous time there. Not much more that I could say. And if you didn't already know this, fans, little ones, take your little ones there and run the bases after every single home game. How do you not enjoy doing that on a day off and taking in a baseball game. I didn't realize that this was something new until speaking with Tim Calderwood on Friday. But apparently every single home game, kids get to run the bases. That's something new. Go to Schaumburg Boomers, check out their website, and have fun taking a baseball game and not break the bank as well. I'm going to be switching gears here, talking about the NBA awards that came out last week. Got a couple minutes before the bottom of the hour break. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports on our WRMN 1410 AM. So if you don't already know, and you have been living under a rock, Julius Alexander has been named the Kia 2024-2025 Kia MVP, as we had discussed with one Mr. Grant Leader last week of the Divided Podcast. Check him out on Spotify. So let's see. There we go. So if you're following along on YouTube.com and you're sick of looking at my pretty face here, you know, these are all of the awards. So you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shai Julius Alexander, I'm probably saying it wrong, Nikola Jokic, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, the 2024-2025 All-NBA First Team. As I said, Shai MVP. Let's see. Mobley, Kia, All-Defensive Team. Celtics, Holiday named NBA Social Justice Champion. So much more. We'll be back in a few. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Wendy's. Summer is just around the corner, and the Elgin Police Department is inviting local youth to participate in the Kids United Summer Program, designed for Elgin Township residents and students from U46. The initiative is free and offers arts and crafts, culinary activities, sports, and Friday field trip with meals included. Contact the City of Elgin for further information. Registration is now open for the Elgin Area Leadership Academy's 2025-26 class. Established by the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce in 1991, the program offers a deep dive into local leadership across 12 Saturday morning sessions starting September 27th and running through May of 2026. 80 local pet owners have a unique opportunity thanks to Paws for a Cause Vet Care in Naperville. On June 2nd, the clinic is providing free spay and neuter surgeries, rabies vaccinations, and microchipping for dogs and cats as part of the Namaste Spay and Neuter Initiative. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, The Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 49. Temperatures rising to around 51 overnight. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 67. Temperatures falling to around 65 in the afternoon. Rain showers likely after 7 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 51. Currently, it is 62 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl, and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage. Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans. Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Step on inside. It's Big Top Sports, your thrilling ride. Big Top Sports, feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland. Football frenzy and hoops so high. Baseball swinging as seasons fly. Hockey blades cutting swift and true. Sports carousel spinning just for you. Big Top Sports, feel the roar, where the wild games come to score. Geyer guiding the sports band from the heart of Chicagoland.
That's right. This is Big Top Sports on WRMN 1410 AM River Media Network Sports. All righty. Okay, I'm going to speed through this real quick because if you're an NBA fan, you already know this, but I'm going to get this out there. So let's see. Shai Julius Alexander named MVP. Kia MVP 24-25. Spurs Stefan Castle named Kia Rookie of the Year from San Antonio. Then we've got Evan Mobley, Kia Defensive Player of the Year. I think I already said that. Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks. Dyson Daniels named NBA MIP. We've got Peyton Pritchard, Sixth Man of the Year. Jalen Brunson, Clutch Player of the Year. Boy, anything with getting it on there, really. Kia Clutch Player of the Year. A lot of Kia. I'm sorry, I'm not mentioning Kia, but pay me. Just joking. Celtics. Okay. Celtics. Holiday. Jai Holiday. I think that's Jai. Can't read it. My eyes are bad. But named Social Justice Champion. Okay, then we got Cleveland Cavaliers, Kenny Atkinson, Coach of the Year. OKC's Sam Presti named NBA Exec of the Year. We've got Drew Holiday, Sportsman Award. And then we've got Draymond Green wins the Hustle Award. And last but not least, we've got Golden State's Stephen Curry winning the Tywin Stokes Teammate of the Year Award. So, wrapping up that. But it does not, it's not wrapping up the NBA playoffs. Has anyone been watching the playoffs? Has anyone been watching how the Minnesota Timberwolves absolutely crushed Oklahoma City Thunder when they played on Saturday? No? It was an absolute arse whooping, that is for sure. I doubt that is going to happen tonight when they play at 7:30 tonight. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Game should be tipping off shortly, or if it's already, tipping off, it's, absolutely bonkers how that game went. And then after that's the Western Conference Finals. You got the Knicks and Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals going after it. Pacers are leading the Knicks after the choke job in that first game. Oh my God, choke job of all choke jobs from the Knicks. I mean, they even actually did the whole choke sign. Talked about it last Thursday with Elliot Serrano from the WRMN morning show. And I hope that he is absolutely right about this, because if you're doing that in game one, you better win that, or you're going to be a meme, an absolute meme. But looks like, no, excuse me, geez. My goodness. It looks like they will be tomorrow. They will be playing tomorrow. Game 4 in Indiana. And of course, like I said, Indiana is leading the series 2-1. I mean, colossal choke by the Knicks. Finally come back, beating the Pacers on Indiana's home court. I think they got some fire in them. I definitely think that they've got some fire left in them for sure. Now, moving on to the NHL playoffs. Whew. Man. Florida Panthers are absolutely destroying the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina may have a game in them. They may do the whole gentleman's sweep thing. I don't even know why it's called the gentleman's sweep. Just for the simple fact that, they're going to win one game. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but whatever. But as you can see up here on the YouTube machine, and that is youtube.com/@WRMN radio. The Florida Panthers are absolutely taking care of business. They beat the Hurricanes 5-2 in game 1, 5-0 game 2, 6-2 going back to Florida. And then they are underway tonight and possibly going to move on to the finals. And then over in the Western Conference Finals, we've got the Edmonton Oilers facing off against the Dallas Stars. And my goodness, in what I thought game 1 was going to be an absolute walk in the park for the Oilers, that was anything but, because the Stars turned them on their head. But series is 2-1 in favor of the Oilers. And if it's going to be Connor McJesus coming back and putting his team on his shoulders, it'll be something to see. But I really think that the Dallas Stars have way too much firepower for Connor McKnight and Leon Draisaitl to overcome, and it really, truly depends on how well their goaltender does in tomorrow's game. If he's on top of his game, then they should be fine. However, if Stuart Skinner is not getting a shutout, and Mike brought this up as we were Mike Napolitano of On the Rise every Saturday here on WRMN AM 1410, 8 to 10, brought up that if Stuart Skinner is not shutting out the opposing team, then he's letting in like 4 goals. And I don't see how that can possibly happen. I don't see how he could go through the rest of the playoffs without shutting out the other team. May possibly happen, but these guys on Edmonton, I mean, aside from Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, the 2 big-time stars, I mean, you also got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as well, that are pulling the rope the correct way, I guess. But they need the whole team to pull in the same direction. And I just don't think that the Edmonton Oilers can pull this one out. I truly don't. And it'll be interesting, because it certainly seems like they're going back and forth, and it's probably going to lead to a Game 7. However, the Florida Panthers, if they don't clinch tonight, they'll probably clinch in the next game. And the next game will, if my math is right, will be on Wednesday, the 28th. So there's that. We'll be talking a little bit more. Well, actually, I'm done talking NBA. I'm done talking NHL. I want to spend the final 15. Well, not really the final 15, but the final time that I have with y'all talking Major League Baseball and how stoked and excited I am for this Cubs season. I can't tell you how unbelievably excited that I am for this. You're currently listening to Big Top Sports on WRMN AM 1410.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit BenderDentalCare.com.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
At bat with the Cubs. First swing is a foul ball. Reese McGuire deep to right. Benson at the wall. He jumps. It's gone. Pump us up, Reese McGuire. Welcome to the Chicago Cubs. First at bat, first homer, solo shot. It's a 4-3 game.
Yeah, how about making a first impression?
So Reese McGuire today, first at bat with the Cubs. A home run in the second.
If you're a hitter and you're looking away, that's a tough pitch to do anything with.
McGuire out to right. Benson back. He did it again!
Gotta be kidding me.
It's the Reese McGuire game. First game with the Cubs. 2 homers. Brand new ball game. We're tied at 8.
Courtesy of the Marquee Network. That was absolutely awesome. I did not have I did not have the chance to watch it live, but this was Reese McGuire hitting 2 home runs in his season debut with the Chicago Cubs. And his second home run tied the game for the Chicago Cubs. It has been an absolute pleasure and a treat to watch the Chicago Cubs, to be a fan of this team. I know I'm a little homer, whatever, meatball fan, whatever, I don't care. But McGuire became the 3rd player since 1901 with a 2-homer game in his first game with the Cubs, joining Jim Marshall way back on a doubleheader day on August 24th, 1958 against the Philadelphia Phillies, and Earl Webb on April 12th, 1927 against the St. Louis Cardinals to debut with the Chicago Cubs and hit 2 homers in his debut. Which brings me to what I'm saying. Hey, Brandon, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. We appreciate you listening here at WRMN 1410 AM Big Top Sports. Which brings me to the fact that while the Cubs bullpen may be a little shaky and the starting rotation may be a little shaky, even though the Cubs did beat the Colorado Rockies 3-1 today, I appreciate the fact that there is no quit in them at all. I gotta do a better job of looking up the stats and see how many times they've come back and rallied to win games, because this is a completely different team than it was last year. If the Cubs got behind by 8 runs, 6 runs, 4 runs, you could all but forget about them coming back and winning the game. But this year, my goodness. And I'm sorry, I got to correct myself. The Cubs won 2-1 today on 2 RBIs from Kyle Tucker. It's been an absolute joy, a thrill, because you got, now with the addition of Shaw back in the lineup, and after a month being down in the minors, tweaking his batting stance, tweaking his swing, making sure that he gets his head head movement secured and taken care of. Now it's a force to be reckoned with, because I don't see anything. This is one of the best lineups in Major League Baseball. Or is it? You still got the powerhouses that are the Los Angeles Dodgers. You still got the powerhouse that is the San Diego Padres. Sorry. They are going to be there in the playoffs at the end of the year, regardless. But the Cubs have gone from the hardest strength of schedule to one of the easiest strengths of schedule for the rest of the season. And it is fun to see them actually performing the way that a powerhouse should play, beating up on the teams below them talent-wise. This hasn't always been the case. For the last 2 or 3 seasons, the Cubs have been playing down to the talent level. If this was last year or the year before and the Rockies came to town, and you would think with the Rockies having the schedule that, or the winning percentage that the Rockies currently have, and having only 1, 9, or 10 games in their 50 or 52 games this year, it wouldn't have been a foregone conclusion that the Cubs would have won. Because over the last couple of years, when they needed to beat the Rockies, the Cubs have folded. The pitching is folded. They couldn't hit. This isn't the same Cubs of the last couple of years or so ago. And the additions of Kyle Tucker, sign him, please. The emergence of All-Star, not yet, he will be, of PCA, re-sign him. I mean, that's kind of like a pipe dream, because he's got all these ARB years left, arbitration years left, and I'm not sure if PCA is going to be willing to sign an extension. I don't know if the powers that be will offer him an extension, but you definitely need to sign Kyle Tucker. And Turner, oh my God, what a revelation he's been. He may not actually, he may not have the best of seasons going right now, but he's giving that guidance to the younger guys in the locker room. So that's also another plus. And he's talking to the younger players, especially PCA. And every single chance the PCA has to pick Justin Turner's brain, he's doing it. And this is a guy that's been in the league and still playing at 40 years old. It's been very fun to watch. You've got Dansby Swanson up the middle. You've got Nico Horner up the middle. You have PCA in center field. This is one of the most dynamic and fun middle of the infields, middle of the playing surfaces in baseball that you could possibly have. Oh yeah, and it doesn't hurt that you got Ian Happen left, Gold Glover as well. Michael Busch, he's going to win a Gold Glove. It's a fun time. It's a real fun time to be a Chicago Cubs fan. I'm going to get off my Cubs box. I'm going to promise to do a better job the next time that I'm on these airwaves, which will be Thursday because there is no White Sox game on Thursday. Sorry for a little clunkiness in the very beginning. But don't forget, tune in to the morning show on WRMN starting at 6 a.m. You're listening to Big Top Sports, AM 1410.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN, AM 1410, Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Wendy's. Summer is just around the corner, and the Elgin Police Department is inviting